right. I be a little loud sometimes, so don't be
Please
scared.
be loud, because I'm loud.
All right, babe.
I need the energy, so
okay,
let's do
Let's do it then. Oh, wait, shoot. Look at me. I already started. My nose ring. Listen, I got too excited. She said I could be loud. I said, oh, say less.
Yes.
Say less.
Let's get it.
Okay, bet. Ready? What it do? We are back with the last and final episode for season 2. I know, it's so sad, but that's okay because y'all already know season 3 we already coming up with. We working on the works, we get putting in that work, we getting it together for y'all. So just stay tuned for that. But before we dive in, before I introduce our special guest, I'm gonna share a few announcements with y'all real quick. For the end of this season, I'm gonna start doing a new thing where I have panel nights at the end of every season. So what that's gonna look like is we're gonna have all of our guests from this season come out, and we're gonna have a panel. We're gonna have the audience ask them questions, get a feel, and we might have some special performances from them if y'all be nice. So that's gonna be on August 30th at 8 p.m. The location is still in the works, but definitely mark y'all calendars for August 30th because we will be having panel nights. Right? And last and final announcement, we will be airing season 3 in September. So be on the lookout for that. But also, if you are a male and you want to spit some lines, you got some little bars you want to put some, then you can definitely come on over here and hit us up. Hit us up in our bio or in our DM, either one, and let us know that you want to perform because we are looking for some men who trying to be vulnerable and do that poetry. You know what I mean? It's just not for us women. It's for y'all too. So for sure, hit us up. Let us know if that is you. Moving along. Okay. Today we have a special guest, Miss Shani Ashley Francillon. Okay? Shani Ashley Francillon is a Haitian American, Brooklyn-born multi-hyphenate. Okay, y'all? Whether it's singing, acting, spoken word, screenwriting, voiceover acting, or producing, Shani is capable of telling stories through different mediums. Her ability to wear different hats came into fruition in 2018 when she produced, directed, wrote, and starred in her own one-woman show titled Naked, an Open Letter to My Ex, a 60-minute show all in poetry showing in Manhattan, New York. Each show being sold out in under 24 hours. Listen here, we have to take a break and just show her some love right now for that, okay? Shani's gift of poetry has allowed her to win slams across LA, perform on shows such as the Tammy Mack Show on Fox, and in a session produced by Nesson Williams on Revolt. Introducing our special guest, the lovely Miss Shani Ashley Francillon.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I know. Listen, it's been a journey getting you here. We've been connecting for like 6 months, y'all, but we are here, and I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah. When you slid in my DM, I was like, oh, I'm ready.
Yes, I saw you perform at Keys Open Mic Night like a while back.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yo, whenever I get this whenever I get this show on the road, like, she has to be in it because you were just spitting and like your story and everything that you were saying. It just like, it was so inspiring, but also like, I want to be around you. Like, I need this type of art in my life as well, So it was just a pleasure seeing you perform there. And I had to have you on the podcast. I had to. Even though it took us forever to get here.
God's timing, though. God's timing.
Yes, we were just talking about God's timing. So grateful for that. And I'm just grateful for you being here because I know it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
And y'all are about to be shook because she's going to bring the heat.
That's a fact.
That is a fact. And we love a confident black woman. Period. Yes, so I just want to talk a little bit more about your amazing bio. You have been around, done it all, seen it all. Like, it seemed like you in your bag, and I love that for you.
Sometimes it's hard to acknowledge that because you're always in the process.
Yeah.
And so you never think like, oh, I've done it. Because you're always like, okay, what's next? But I do try to reflect and be like, you've done a lot, and you're just getting started. So I already feel like so proud of you. Just like being a fellow black woman, I'm like, dang, she's done it. Sitting here reading this, like, you do voiceover acting, you sing, you act, you do spoken word, you do screenwriting, like, you do so much. And it's like, yes, like, we need more black women saying, hey, I'm excellent, I know I'm excellent, and this is what I have to offer, you know? So I'm just like, I'm so proud, but I want to talk more about your one-woman show. Naked.
Yes. Oh my God.
Wow.
Tell me about that process.
Naked was like literally a gift from God and through me for others. So basically the way Naked came about was I never really thought of myself as a poet ever. Like literally when I was a kid in high school, like I would write our raps. Me and my girls, we'd just be like writing raps and stuff like that, but I never called myself a poet. And then my first boyfriend, who was my high school sweetheart up until our early 20s, we were going through a weird phase of like, it wasn't a situationship, it was like one of those things where you keep seeing that same person over and over. We reached a point where we literally saw each other every year, but we never rekindled what was left. So there was one time we were back in each other's lives and he hung up the phone on me. And I was livid. I was very much so livid. And I just did not know how to cope except to write. And I had never experienced that before. And so I just took my notes on my phone and I just started writing. And as I was writing, I was rhyming and everything just started flowing and I was just like going. And then from there, I do fitness as well. So I worked at Equinox at the time and all my coworkers, majority of my coworkers are men. So I'd be like, yo guys, like I wrote something, can you just listen to it? And they were like, yeah, sure, what's up? And I just spit the poem to them and they were like, nah, yo, that shit was fire. I was like, really? They're like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then I started dating this new guy. And I realized that all my stuff from my ex was showing up. So it was frustrating me, so I wrote again. This is the second time I'm writing a full poem. And I went back to my bros at Equinox. I said, can y'all listen to this? They were like, yo, that's fire, that's fire. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to write a whole one-woman show. I did not know what to expect. I was just like, I'm going to literally write everything from the beginning of our relationship from when we were 15 up until 21, 22. Yeah. And I prepared it in 8 months. I went all around Manhattan looking for theaters. And the theater I ended up doing it in was the one I did my acting classes in, and it just felt like right. So from there I did. Then I asked one of my homeboys from Equinox, can you host it? And I just asked one of my acting class friends, can you do the lighting? Like it. When I look back, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was doing it. Yeah. I was doing it. Yeah. And every poem was about different stages of our relationship, the good, the bad, what I learned, even the forgiveness that I had for him, the forgiveness I had for myself. So it was by all means not a male bashing show. It was more so like, this is how I learned how to be the woman I am today.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, is it recorded or something?
It is. It's in the archives. I have not ever shown it to the world yet.
Oh my God. So maybe if y'all are nice and maybe if y'all like, we're gonna give y'all her Instagram later. Maybe if y'all like hit her up in her Instagram and tell her like, hey, you know, we would really love to see this show. Maybe she would be nice and pull it out the archives for us.
It's deep. You know when Dropbox be sending you emails like your Dropbox is almost full. I'm like, bro, I haven't added anything since Naked, so leave it there. Like, Yeah.
It's trying to tell you that people need
The people want to see it.
You
The
know,
people want to see it.
the people is me. I'm the people. So, and look, EP is people. Ariee want to see. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Listen, period. But that's what's up. I love that. I feel like you are like my sister that I have never met, because literally like reading this and just hearing you talk about it, like you're like somebody that I literally aspire to be like everything you doing, like the singing, the acting, the screenwriting, like I may like have a short film out there somewhere.
Okay, we need to see it.
Like, you know, so like like those type of things, and it's just so encouraging to be around other Black women who are also doing so many amazing things, and it shows in your bio, and I'm sure your resume is just as long as it can be, and that's what's up, you know, like that's what we out here to do, and it's just great to see you doing that, because I know you came out here to fulfill your dreams.
Absolutely.
And y'all, she bi-coastal with it. She got events going on in New York, and she got events going on out here. Do you hear me? She's on it.
We're trying to be global. That's the end goal. International.
Yes, that is, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have no problem getting there.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. So I do have another question.
Yes.
What inspired you to start writing?
Depends on what part of writing. So because I'm also a screenwriter, I started writing stories or scripts when I was in 5th grade. So I would just write about people in my class and create characters, and then everybody would pass the script around. We're like in 5th grade. They're like, yo, let me get to episode 1. And like, we're just reading scripts. So I started writing that. I don't know. I was 10. I don't know what I knew about screenwriting. I just started writing. But I would say now at this big age, what inspires me to write is not liking what is out there. When I'm watching TV and it's not hitting for me, I'm like, okay, I know I got some good stuff.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to poetry, what inspires me is whatever I'm feeling, really. Like whatever I'm feeling in the moment, good or bad. Right now, I'm trying to focus more so on writing poems that are happy versus, oh, I'm sad, I'm going through it, I'm depressed, or breakups. I'm trying to write more high vibrational poems, which is why I created High Vibration Presents my events. It's because I wanted to expand the idea of poetry to not just be melancholy and sad and gray. So I would say what inspires my screenwriting is seeing things I don't like and seeing what I want to be in. And then what inspires my poetry is just life.
That's what's up. Same. Oh my God, same. Yes, no, for real. That's real though, because you know that's real. You know, we see things as writers. You see things, you like, nah, bro. I don't know what that show was, but that is not.
I just sat here for 40 minutes and didn't gain anything.
There was no plot.
No character development.
It was just,
yeah.
And that's real, because like in my poetry, that's all I know how to be is vulnerable, you know, so that's true, like life in poetry. And it works like that for, you know, for me, for you, and for others. But then for some people, they like, I have a brother who he just writes, and he writes stories, and he make it sound like he went through this himself. He make it sound like this was his own personal like experience. And then you ask him like, Jay, who you talking about?
Wow, that's really impressive though.
And I just be like, you doing this with poetry?
Yeah.
Like he do that with his poetry, and like he'll go on and on and on and on. He was actually on the podcast earlier this season.
I gotta listen to that one.
Yeah.
Wow. It reminds me of like songwriters, because sometimes they're just writing and it's not about them at all.
Yeah, and they'll have other people write it for them and everything, but no, he writes it, and he just, and he'll have you thinking he was in love, and you'll be like, oh my God, who was you talking about? I never met this one. He's like, nobody. Nobody. I just had some stuff I needed to get off my chest. I'm like, okay, well, I love that for you. So yeah, he crazy like that. But yeah, no, like I really do agree with you. Like life really brings out those true moments and those vulnerable moments because you go through so many things. And like sometimes I write something and I'm like, was that too much? Like, did I?
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
But like, it's always so healthy. Like last season, I put out a piece where I was like, put it all out there, and I was just like at first I was sitting on my hands about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that because that was a lot. But then I was like, this is the only way for me to release it and get over it and move on with my life.
And I think the idea of knowing what's a performative piece and what's just a piece for you also is great for discerning, like, do I want the world to hear it? Or do I want to just keep this for me or for my poetry book? Or, you know what I'm saying? So we should always feel like we can say whatever and choose who gets to hear it, you know?
Yeah, facts. I like that. You can say whatever.
Say whatever.
Choose
who hears it.
I love that. Yes, I'm going to start like keeping that in mind when I write pieces.
No filter with the writing. No filter.
Because I be filtering myself sometimes because I always picture it as I'm going to perform it. But I need to start like, you know, just
happen for you.
Yeah, I need to start doing that. Okay, yeah. See, that is why she's on the show. Because I know she was going to come on here and drop in knowledge bombs and stuff. So, period. I need this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love this. She's silly. Just like me. Y'all, this is our first time kiki.
Literally ever. Literally ever. First time ever. First of many, though.
Yes.
First of many.
I like that.
First of many.
Period. I love that. Yes, because I be trying not to be crazy, but sometimes it just happens. And y'all, right before I started this, I told her, I said, I'm going to be loud. And she said, that's okay. And I said, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
I am big on being your most authentic self, like being the loudest in the room, saying exactly what's on your mind, using your accent, like whatever you have that's naturally you. I just try not to code switch for nobody, for nothing, no platform.
Yeah.
You know. It's tough because we're programmed to think that, in certain spaces we have to dim our light, but you can't dim what's natural.
Yeah.
You cannot dim what is natural.
Yeah.
If you are naturally lit up, why would I try to dim that down?
Yeah. And that's literally how the first season was. Like, it was like, I was trying to make sure it was so like, oh my gosh, this is a podcast. I have to be and I have to be And I was like, you know what? That was like driving me even more crazier than like trying to do the podcast when I was going through so many things. I was like, no, I'm going to get on here. This podcast is called Lex Write About It. So I'm going to be Lex.
Yes.
And if Lex is shy on this day, Lex is going to be shy on, I'm never shy, but we going to act like if Lex is going to be shy on this day, she's going to be shy on this day. She's going to be loud, she's going to be loud. She's going to be grown, she's going to be grown. And my family just going to have to hear it, you know? So it's just like that. So, yes, I really, really like that. I'm going to just say whatever in my piece is, and I'm going to just chill so we can hear it. Yeah. I love it.
So cute.
Please. Okay, last question before we dive into some of this poetry we've been hearing you talk about. I hope y'all ready because she finna burn this mic down. Okay. Anyway, how do you plan to make a difference through your art, whether that's screenwriting, poetry, singing? How do you plan to make a difference?
By being obedient to God.
Whew, amen.
Really?
Amen.
Because I feel like as an artist, sometimes we want to do things our way, where God's like, I didn't tell you to do that.
Yeah.
I did not tell you to do that. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned thus far is growing up, I was always in the spotlight. Like from 4 years old, my parents had me doing pageants. So when I started learning the gift of producing and putting other people in front of the camera or other people on stage, even with my events, it's like having other poets get the attention, and it is a greater service to do for others as an artist than for yourself. Yeah. And when you learn to do both, it's very magical because you trust God on your timing and you also trust God to give other people opportunities. Yeah. So I would say that the way I plan to change the world or just change people, whether it's one person or 3,000 people or 3 million, is literally being myself, being patient, being obedient, and being of service. Yeah.
Period. Be yourself. Be patient. Be obedient, and be of service.
Yes.
And honestly, if y'all can't tell, that is working for my good sis. Okay? Can Can you write that in the notes? Because I'm going to put that on my wall. Do you hear me? I'm going to put that on my wall.
Yes.
Because did y'all not hear that bio that I sent? Hold on, let me say it one more time. So get your pens, get your paper, or get your phone, pull out your note app, whatever you got to do, write this down. Because she said, you got to...
Oh, you're talking about what I said?
Uh-huh.
Oh, be patient.
Be patient.
Be obedient.
Obedient.
Be of service.
Service.
And I forgot the fourth one.
Forgot the fourth one. But listen. Y'all heard her the first time.
Y'all heard the first time. Y'all should have wrote it down. Y'all should have been taking notes from the beginning this podcast started.
Period. Y'all should have been taking notes because I told y'all she was going to come and she was going to drop some wisdom.
Yeah.
Little tidbits. Yeah. So y'all should have been paying attention. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to do y'all a favor. And I'm going to listen to this. And I'm going to put it in the description.
Yes.
How y'all can get a bio like Miss Shani. Okay? Period.
Yo.
Trust God, baby. Be obedient, be patient, be of service.
Yes.
Okay? Yes, and you will be successful.
Absolutely.
Amen. Now, we're not saying it's going to come overnight.
That's a fact.
We're not saying you're not going to have a little hardship along the way.
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to happen that
It's not
easily.
linear.
Yeah.
It's not linear at all.
But just follow those steps and you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel someday.
Love it.
All right. Let me stop being foolish and introduce my good sis. She will be performing her very own piece called The Power of the Tongue. Introducing Miss Shani Ashley Francillon.
I look fucking good. I said I look fucking good. Fucking used to emphasize or describe annoyance with someone, good to be desired or approved of. I look annoyed to be desired or approved of. All right, let me try it again. I am a bad bitch. I said I am a bad ass bitch. Bad means poor quality, inferior, unpleasant bitch. Well, y'all know what that means. I look like a poor quality, inferior ass female dog. It's crazy. The words we use for affirmation send out a low vibration subconsciously. Our energy repeats culture's themes. Mainstream terminology is odd to me. How we turn phrases into everyday sayings caught between culture slang and doing your own thing, but the outcome is always the same. Like, do you believe the words coming out your mouth? And how would you feel if those words came from the person who asked you out? I'm happy to be on this date with you. Yeah. You look like a poor quality, inferior ass female dog. Nah. You look like a badass bitch. I prefer if you call me gorgeous. How can my preference be different from my own language? Who am I to say, Negro, you can't say that shit. Then go to my girls like, bitch, you the shit. Shit means worthless. Y'all know the other purpose of what the word is. Shit, quick. If I flip it like, girl, you are so powerful. Brother, your light is so magnetic, so I change perspective. If Professor Utonium was God, he'd never add a curse to that boiling pot. Chemical X represents the gifts I got, and I'd be dedicated to fighting crime with spoken word. Do you realize how words shape your world? What you call yourself is deeper than life itself. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, and I taste better days when I say better things. I am a diamond with no rough, a star in the galaxy, a voice for the voiceless, and an open book. Notice those have nothing to do with my looks. I see the ground from where I'm floating because I think so highly of myself. Gravity couldn't pull me down. Shh. You hear that sound? That's my presence making rounds. Because greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. And I learned I deserve to feel like the best version of myself. And you do too. So if you got to big yourself up on the days you feel small like Nike, just do it. And I ain't saying it's easy, but it is worth it. So I'll leave you with this. You belong. You are strong. You are more than enough. And can nobody do you like you do. Boo.
Oh my, I told y'all, first of all, I can't even get close to the mic because it's so hot right now. Because just like I said she was gonna do, she came in here and she was spitting like she never had spitted before. Jesus.
Thank you. That was different, not like performing on the stage.
Yeah. How did it feel?
It felt good. It felt more like a public service announcement. Like I'm on a new show, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it was giving.
Because listen, I'm gathered, and I know she gathered y'all too, because I know it wasn't even going in the direction that y'all thought it was gonna go in. But that's just how my good sis does her poetry, and that is what captivated me the very first time. I was like, hold on, like, what's going on? What? Okay, well, she just gathered me up and then walked off. Like, she didn't just perform like that. Okay, then cool. But I really, really love, like, on the serious note, I really love everything that poem is about. Everything.
Thank you.
You know, even the way it starts.
Oh, yeah.
Even the way.
Because people be like, yeah, they be like, every time they be like, yeah, yes, you are that bitch. And then they're like, oh. It's so funny.
Yeah. And it's like, I love everything. It's like, first of all, I love smart writers. I love writers who sit down and they're like, you know, like, I actually want to talk about something. I'm not just going to get on here and you know, whatever. You know, like, you actually sit down, you think about what you're going to write. How can you empower our people? How can you spread love through our community? And that's what we were just talking about before we even started recording. We were, like, talking about community and, like, helping out and spreading across. So it's just, like, hearing your piece and just, like, yes, you are those affirmations. You are not the affirmations, quote unquote, that, you know, the world is saying, like, you're not a bad bitch. You know? You're a beautiful, intelligent, black woman. You know? So it's like, I love that, and I love this poem so very much. And it's amazing. And I honestly encourage everybody to try, if you are one of those people who, you know, just like, I'm a bad bad. Yeah. Maybe just try and change that a little bit someday.
We be on autopilot. We don't realize.
We don't. And, like, you know, the power is, like, the power of the tongue is, like, it's real, y'all. It's, like, strong, because you will think you're just saying something so very innocent, but then, like, after a while, your mind just starts going in a different place, you know. But it's like, you spoke this over yourself, you know.
Believe it.
Yeah, you believe it. So, yeah. Whew. Can we give it up one more time?
Thank you.
For the power of the tongue.
Thank you.
Of course. Whew. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Yes. She's having them. I'm letting Ariee have her moments because she is feeling it. It spoke to her.
I felt it. I felt it hitting you. Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. We don't want that no more.
Anyway. Yes. So, who do you write for?
Myself.
Yes.
For sure. I write for myself. I think that if I have a performance coming up and I want to create something new, I might do it for the audience, but most of the time it's for me, because something my acting coach taught me is everything that we do, every character that we play is universal. So if I'm writing for me, I'm actually writing for others, because I'm not the only one that feels this way.
Yeah.
So that's what I write for.
Nice. Oh my God. Everything you say, I just be wanting to say, I'm going to start writing for me. And me only. And whoever gets something from this.
It's facts. It's facts. I think we all really do subconsciously write for ourselves, but nobody really want to say it because it sounds like selfish or like egotistical. But it's like, if I was to sit there and try to write for other people, then I'm really not being authentic, because I'm trying to tailor my craft for you. It's different if somebody's paying me to write for them, but like, what am I writing for other people for? Yeah. I don't know other people's experience, you know?
Yeah. That's real though, because moment of transparency real quick. I was writing a piece for Ariee, like, you know, but it took me a minute, surrounded by nothing. It took me a minute to write this piece. Like, I couldn't write it. It just took me like a month or so to write this piece. But like, once I kind of took her out of it in a sense and like put like how do I actually really feel about her?
Yes,
you know, and not how not how does she want me to portray my love for her in this piece, but like how do I actually feel? Like on the days where she get on my nerves, how do I feel? On the days where I love her, like well I always love her, but you know like on the days just that moment of like, and I feel like it makes your pieces better too because it adds that depth to it. It's like it's not just like one line like. Yeah, I know you love her already, but like, what's the tea for real?
To give us the tea. Give us the raw side. Like, I wrote a poem about Brooklyn because my event was in Brooklyn, and so I wanted it to be something that empowered Brooklyn, but also wanted to talk about gentrification, and I want to talk about all these things in like 3 minutes. And I got to the point where I was like, yo, how do I feel? Like, let me just, because I think my end goal was to get people in the audience to be like, yeah, like Brooklyn is changing and da-da-da. But I was like, the reality is, and similar to what I did with that poem, I switched it. Like I started talking about how amazing Brooklyn is. Then I talked about gentrification. But then I flipped it to who am I to be upset when I'm the one who left? Who am I to be upset that gentrification is happening in Brooklyn? I don't even live there anymore.
Wow.
And so I changed the second half of the poem to just be about, I'm sorry, Brooklyn, that I left you for LA, that I thought the grass was greener, the sun brighter in the Sunshine State. The state in which I left you in was early adulthood. The hood remains in me in every room I walk into. And that's when it was like, that's when people could be like, oh, she's being real. Like, because I'm taking them on a ride. It's like the first part is about something we could all see as Brooklyn, but the reality is like my relationship with Brooklyn is different from everybody else in this room because I left. So
Woo! I hope y'all are taking notes, especially you writers out there who are listening, because she is literally giving you tips on how you can be a multi-hyphenate, acting, spoken word, screenwriter, singer, voiceover actor, producer. She's literally giving you all of these things, all these tips, all of these tools, all of this knowledge on how you can be successful, but do it the right way. You don't have to be out here putting out meaningless art. Like, let's tap back into the heart of art. Let's tap back into that. Let's tap back into things that actually mean something and not just be putting out things because it's going to sell.
Or views.
Because if you really tap into it, true feelings can sell as well. It's just all about what we put out there and what we make the norm. So let's make love and art the norm again, guys. We're drifting far away from the shore here. Let's just reel it back in.
Reel it in.
Woo. Okay. What place were you at in life when you were writing this piece?
So this was literally right before my first event, High Vibrations, and for the event, contestants are not allowed to perform any low vibrational poems. Like, it has to be something that's either fun, funny, relatable, just nothing dark. So I knew I was going to perform at that event, so it was a challenge for me, like, oh, do I have anything high vibrational? I was like, okay, I'm going to challenge myself. So in that place, I just got like let go from a really great job that I really enjoyed, and I was feeling very low, but trying to write something high. And so I was like, you know what? In this time of feeling low, I have to watch everything that I'm saying about myself, so that way I can be in this quote unquote dark season and still thrive in it. And so I said to myself, okay, cool. What if I wrote something based off words? And words of affirmation is such a big thing, and I know how important it is for me to check what I'm saying about myself. So I said, okay, how can I turn this into an educational thing where everybody can see my point of view when it comes to words? So
Ooh, and I see them a whole different way now. Words do not mean the same. I am a new woman.
Yes, that's the goal. That's the goal.
No, but honestly and truthfully, I really do hope, somebody who is listening, they really do feel that way and feel inspired and feel like I want to change my ways. I don't want to speak this way about myself. I want to speak this way about myself. I want to say these things about myself. So honestly and truthfully. I know I joke around all day, y'all. I play all day, but I really do hope that her piece inspires somebody, and I know that that is her wish as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So yes. Yes. Last question. I ain't ready to see you go.
Hey,
But you know what? We might do a part 2 some in a
always
future
that.
season.
Girl, put me on the next season. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
That's on period.
yeah, listen.
That's on period. We will do.
I listen.
I love a
Honestly,
Black Girl Magic episode. It's
I
just
love
giving
it.
so
we
much
will.
fire.
I'm
I
a phone call
do.
away.
Yes, we loved it. Okay. Period.
Having the time of my life.
I really am. This is like such a fun episode. I wish I was here because this is fun.
You said I wish I was here?
I wish they were here.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? That's a whole new level. Like, but that's actually funny. I wish I was here. I'm gonna start using. That's good.
I wish I was
I'm
here.
having mad fun right now. I wish I was here. Yo, we just came up with something.
Yeah.
I wish I was here.
I was here.
Oh my
That's the
god.
title of this episode.
No, for real. This is amazing.
I wish I was here. Put that in the notes. We gonna name
Oh, that's so good.
that. Do you mind? I usually name it after the piece, but it's up to you. It could be your piece name, or it could be I wish I was here. Cause
Damn, I'm gonna let you choose creatively.
all right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen back and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
see
you
how I
too.
feel. All right.
That was fire. Wow.
That was.
My
I
life
love
changed.
that moment.
Wow. That's deep. That's so deep.
I love her reaction to it. I just want to
So
name
deep.
that.
That was. I love that. Okay, last question.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like this piece needed to be heard?
Because we just out here like copying everybody. Like everybody's just not living in the lane that God has created because we're all influenced all the time. It's like social media, what other people are doing. Oh, I want this to be my life. Oh, I want this. And it's just like the comparison that we have is so negative that we're speaking so harmful to ourselves in this time. And I think about even teenagers. I have a little cousin. Well, I have 3 little cousins that I'm very close to. And the youngest one, she's 16. And I'm just like, I can't even imagine what it's like living in this day and age. And we had our own insecurities growing up. So it's now, to me, it's like, okay, well, how are people speaking to themselves when they're on social media? Damn, I wish my body was like this. Or, oh, I wish I did. Like, it's sad that this is where we all are, because I truly believe that if social media did not exist, a lot of us would be further in life, to be honest, because we would have more focus and we would know what's for us and not like, I'm gonna just switch up my route because that person's doing that. And I think that's really cool. I think there's a difference between being inspired and being seriously influenced. So I think this piece is so important just so everybody can pause when they're speaking about other people. That's another thing, but mostly about themselves. And I remember even in the piece when I say I prefer if you call me gorgeous, I remember the first time a man called me gorgeous and I was like, whoa, I don't even be hearing that word. Like gorgeous versus you're pretty, you're beautiful. Gorgeous is different.
Yeah.
Because gorgeous is like what society says gorgeous is. Light skin, pretty, long hair, or white. So when a dark skinned woman is called gorgeous, it's like, whoa. It's kind of twisting the brain. So I'm like, well, I gotta call myself gorgeous so I don't have to wait for somebody else to call me that.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's important. This piece influences everybody in a positive way to just take a pause, hear what you're saying, and it's a lot of unprogramming to do. You're not gonna change it overnight.
Yeah.
But I've had people after my poem, days later, if we're just like chatting, one of my homeboys, he was like, yeah, you know I'm a bad bitch. No, I'm not. He was like, no, I'm not. And I was like, yeah. And just to know that he remembered my poem, I was like, wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's such a powerful impact. Like, so you saw Ariee over here. She was in shambles.
It reminded me of the first time I saw her, and we were just like,
wow.
I literally was like, my mouth was on the floor because I love poets that story tell.
Wow.
And I just I was like, we were both sitting next to each other like, are you hearing this? Please tell me you hear
Yes.
it.
Which open mic was that?
The very first one he did at what's the name?
Is it
That little
bar
lounge thingy?
We were upstairs.
It's
in
a bar
in
in
that
the
bar.
Was my poem about assault?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was a rough one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
girl.
That was a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. See, the
Yeah.
last time I heard you, it was very low vibration.
See?
Yeah, we're in
You
high
see
vibration.
me? You see? Growth. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Legit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Legit. It's beautiful.
That was a dark one.
But still, the story you told
Yeah.
was like viscerally like, oh my god.
I remember that day because that was my first time doing it out loud. And I was like, I don't know how people are gonna respond to this.
Girl.
Ooh, it was amazing.
We were shaking, crying, and throwing up.
Ever since then, I knew I wanted to work with you in some type of way.
100% same. We literally looked at each other and was like, what are we doing? What?
Yeah.
That's wild. Thank you guys so much.
So,
Thank you
yeah.
for affirming me.
Of
We've
course.
been fangirling since. So we're literally living our dreams.
Yeah.
So cute. Y'all did good. Y'all did good with each other. Yeah, y'all did good. You know, you just say this to a guy and be like, you did good. No, y'all did good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So before we close out this episode, we're gonna let you shout out your IG.
Wait, I thought we was going to do the question thing. I had a question for you.
Oh, you gonna ask me a question?
Well, is it a question for me or is it a question for you?
It's for the listeners, but it's gonna be right after this.
Okay, but I do want you to answer it.
You want me to answer it? All right, bet.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay.
Shout myself out.
Yeah.
All right, y'all can find me on the gram
Mm-hmm.
at Shani SHANI period literal period Ashley ASHLEY _, and you can also find me on YouTube, all things Empress. I made that like literally in 2015. So and on TikTok, my name. That's it.
And that's Ariee. You can find her on IG, like y'all heard her, Shani SHANI period
literal period
ASHLEY _ and then on YouTube at All Things Empress, and then on TikTok
It's
her name.
Shani Ashley.
Shani Ashley,
Yeah.
and it's on
Period.
I love having you on this
Thank
episode.
you.
And like I told y'all, she's gonna be back, so don't
Yes,
even worry about it,
facts.
because she's going to
Facts,
be back.
facts.
That's on facts. Fam at this point.
Yes.
So that's on period.
Why are y'all even playing? At
Right, right.
Get with the program. Okay.
I love it. Oh, God.
Well, y'all already know what that sound means. It's time for listeners write about it. Today's question is brought to you by the lovely Miss Shani Ashley.
Okay, my question for you is, what would you need right now to have everything you want in your life?
Ooh,
Oh God.
to have everything I wanted in my life right now, I would need money, honestly.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Honestly, money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like had you asked me like at the beginning of this year, I would have said probably like love, joy, happiness, because I was in such like a depressed state and all of that. But honestly, since I've been back in church, been back trusting God, putting all of my faith in God and nothing else, you know, I don't need all of those things anymore. Like I have them, so I'm just waiting on Him to send me my big paycheck. So then
all the way.
so it can all be completed.
Yes,
you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
So yes, that's what I need.
I love that.
What would you need?
Oh, I didn't know you was gonna ask me. Damn.
So do gotta answer your own question. Yes, ma'am.
I think I would need a partner, whether that be a romantic partner that gets me, that supports me, and that is gonna inspire me, that makes me want to work harder. I think I work hard, but if I had a partner that I'm like, damn, he really motivates me, I'm gonna go harder. I think I need that.
Period. So
You heard it. I said it. Power of the tongue. I said it.
Period. I was trying to figure out if that was like a little plug, but you heard it. She said what she said with her chest.
With my chest.
So head over to the IG. I'm just saying.
Yo,
she just
do
dropped
not be sliding in my DM if you ain't about it. All right. Period.
Period. Because do not play with my sister. We will jump you.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. So that's on period. Y'all heard the question. What would you need to have everything you wanted in life right now? Y'all already know how that works. You drop your answer in the comment section on our IG. And if you feel so moved by the question, then you write your own piece. And then you go and you click the link in the bio. And then you submit your answer. And your response has the potential of getting read on the next episode. Or the next season, since it's the end of the season, y'all. So yeah, the next season. So yeah, y'all already know. Go ahead and answer those questions. Hit up that inbox. And also, this is. So, good people, I must thank y'all for tapping into season 2 of Let's Write About It. Woo! Yay! Yes, sir. We would love to hear some of your favorite moments from this season. So definitely drop that in our bio or in our comment section and let us know how we're doing, honestly and truthfully, y'all, because we want to hear from y'all too. So let us know. To stay connected with all things LWABI, you can follow our Instagram at LWABI.podcast, that is LWABI.podcast, and our Facebook page at Let's Write About It. They will also be listed in the episode description every week. I am your host, Lex J, and this is our very special guest,
Shani Ashley.
As always, wishing you love, peace, and poetry. Until next time, we are...
Woo! Give it up for the EP over there.